Hello everybody, how you doing today? This is September 18th, 2012. Got some important information to share with you, and I hope you can share this with your friends and family. This is really good stuff. Helps people that have trouble with the numbers. You know, the numbers used to be in the millions, and they're in the billions, and we got into the trillions. And now if you talk about derivatives, you can talk about quadrillions. So the numbers are so big and massive, most people can't conceptualize the difference between $1 billion and a million or 100 million. I mean, it's just all, once you get to those big numbers. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen where the visualization of a $1 trillion with the pallets of $100 bills. Well, this demonocracy website has taken that to the next level, and they've used governmentspending.com as their source. And there's been some back and forth on the, on the information being 100% accurate or whatever. I'm sure there could be some errors in here. That's not the point. I mean, most of the information I would believe is accurate. I'm sure they could have made some errors, and it's not up to date. This is probably 8 or 9 month old information, but it still gives you a great idea of where the money's going and how much money it actually is. So this is a must-see. Let me show you right here, and then I have something else I wanted to touch on real quick. They have one for the U.S. federal budget visualized derivatives. Now, they only show $220 billion, I think it is, for the derivatives. So you've seen this here where it shows the pallet. That's $100 million there. And then, I don't want to steal any thunder from the site, but you get the point here. I mean, they're showing, it takes it to a whole nother level from what I've ever seen before. I can't believe I've never seen this site. I mean, so really good stuff. Here's the interest on the national debt, and those are semis with pallets, people. So, I mean, this site does a great job of trying to explain. See, if you look down here, let's see if we can see this here. Oh, probably not. But anyway, there's one of the $100 million pallets down there at the bottom, and it's $2 billion fits on each semi. So, I mean, it's just incredible trying to visualize the expenditures. Here's the food stamps. So anyway, you get the point. You come here. They even have stuff on the euro. This is the amount of money each bank's given to the different countries. Like Greece and Ireland and Italy and Portugal, indebted countries. How much each bank's given them. And so anyway, just a lot of good information. Great site. Like I said, could have some errors on it, but that's not the point. It gives people, you send this to some friends and family who just kind of, yeah, whatever, we got a big debt, probably most of it's owed to us. No, that's the way it was in the 70s. Most of it was owed to us, so most people didn't worry about it. Well, now at least a third of it, $5 trillion, is owed outside the country to other countries that have loaned it to us. So it's not just it's all owed to us type thing anymore. I mean, this is a huge problem. It's not being addressed, and people need to wake up. They need to get out of denial and get their head out of the sand and try and start visualizing what's happening, because this I'm telling you all, this national debt is what's taking this country down to its knees. I mean, you have to cut. I went through, here, let me give you this. The U.S. federal government spent $369 billion in August, last month, and only received $179 in revenues. I mean, that's almost $200 billion. That's $190 billion they spent beyond their means. You can't do that over and over. You can't just keep doing that over and over again. I mean, the interest rates are all-time lows. Imagine when interest rates start to go up. The thing's gotten so out of control now. And all I heard was Obama had some plan to cut out $4 trillion over the next 10 years or something. What's he going to add, 10 or 15 trillion during that time period? I mean, it's just, ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. No one's standing up because there's not anybody who's going to stand up and just slash everything in half. I mean, that's what has to happen, and what politician is going to do it? They're not going to be reelected. That's all those guys care about, is being reelected. And what gets me the most is the people that are just saying, yeah, well, I can't do nothing about this, man. What am I going to spend my time looking at this type of stuff for? This is way beyond anything I can do. I mean, I'm trying to do my part. I'm trying to find things, trying to find ways to make it more understandable. I mean, I do the national debt videos. I do things on the budget. I try and bring information that's easy to understand, because this is, you know, this kind of dry stuff. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. I mean, it is kind of dry stuff. But this here, you know, these are cool visualizations they've done with semis and skyscrapers and pallets of $100 bills. I mean, it's, you know, I imagine a lot of people could think this is interesting. I mean, even if they don't read all the information, you could just look at it. You don't have to read. So anyhow, I hope you share this with your family and friends. I'm going to have it linked up at Moneybags World. And I'm also going to have this other article linked up. It has a graph that I wanted you guys to check out. From Gold Money, James Turk's website. Let's see if I can bring that up here. Here's the graph here. It shows how in '08, the red line there is our expenditures, the outlays, and the blue line's are receipts. So the blue line's what we're bringing in, the red line is what we're spending. And it just separated. I mean, that's uncharted waters right there from '08 to where we're at. It hasn't started going back together. So really good graph here that shows you what's going on. I'll have this article linked up so you can check that out. And that's really about it. I just wanted to point out this site. Oh, one last thing. You know, the people who are just kind of, yeah, whatever, you know, we got a big debt, you know, everything's, you know, we got to this point, we'll just keep moving along. Well, here's one of the biggest problems. Arguably, Bernanke is the one who has the most control and power and in a position to fix the economy, supposedly. You know, I don't think there's much he can do. There is actually something he can do, but he's not doing it. So the people who cause this problem are being put in a position of fixing it. That to me is just totally ludicrous. I mean, here, just look at what Bernanke had to say when asked of a worst case scenario for the housing market back in '05. This was his response. He was asked on CNBC, well, I guess I don't buy your premise. It's pretty unlikely possibility. We've never had a decline in house prices on a nationwide basis. So what I think, what is more likely is that house prices will slow, maybe stabilize, might slow consumption spending a bit. I don't think it's going to drive the economy too far from its full employment path, though. So that was '05. I mean, he didn't see the housing market bubble. I saw the bubble. The guys who wrote the books I read saw the bubble. I mean, it's not that hard. I can't imagine he didn't see the bubble. Well, maybe I can, because he doesn't subscribe to the Austrian School of Economics. So anyhow, that's it, everybody. Hope you like this site that I found, and talk to y'all soon.